Well, before we actually get started, I might sort of lead you through some of the things that I'm going to talk about this evening, and then I won't have to repeat them quite so frequently as we move through the evening. Who am I? I'm a photographer like you. I've been doing it for a long time, so I guess it now qualifies as a passion. And so it's something I still enjoy, I get a lot of pleasure from, and it happened a long time ago at a PSQ meeting when I stuck my mitt in the air and said, hey, Mount Gravatt hasn't got any judges. All the judges go to BCG or Queensland Calibre. Oh, we'll have to fix that. Yeah, you're starting next week. So myself and Peter Stevenson, got in the mill, and it happened as quickly as that. Why am I here? Yes, judges do give out awards, but I don't feel that's our most important role. I think our important role is education. And one of the first things I'll tell you is there are no rules. You've heard about the rule of thirds, haven't you? Have a look at it. When you can use it, and be prepared to break it if you feel it's going to make your photograph. Okay? Now, my name is Graham Martin. It's not Moses. And I haven't come down from the mount with the stone tablets for you to follow slavishly. There are things that I'll tell you this evening. If you think you can use it, good. If you think, nah, I don't agree with that, well, that's good also. Okay? Because one of the great things about our judging panel is that we're all different. And you won't get the same story from any two of us. We might agree, in a national or international competition on the top three perhaps, but usually that's about as far as it goes. All right, so the idea is to take what you can use. I noticed the technical quality of this club is very, very good. Now, that said, don't let it go to your head too much, because with a modern camera, it's fairly difficult to completely stuff it up. Unlike when I started, when you had centre-weighted metering and you used slides, and if you made an error, it took you 2 weeks to find out you'd made it, and you were stuck with the result because you couldn't alter it really much in post-processing. Okay, so these days things are a bit easier. The technical quality I thought was quite high. Now, nature. The club is operating on a cut down slightly version of the PSA definitions of nature. The prime ingredient of the definition is the story. The image must tell a story. So that takes precedence over even technical quality for nature. Story also applies to most of your other categories as well, but in this category it's paramount. Photography's moved on, and the old picture of idea where you render a superb rendition or replica of what you saw, I think is gone. Okay? your picture has to appeal on more grounds than that. There needs to be some emotional content in your image. For nature, there's a hierarchy, I guess. Some judges look at it rather crudely. Bird on a stick. Okay, a stationary image of a bird on a branch is about as simple as it gets, but it needs to be doing something to fit in the storyline. Doing something, e.g. feeding, breeding, that sort of thing. Interacting with the same species, or even better, interacting with animals of a different species. What I'm going to recommend to you is the good old KISS formula. Keep it simple. If something is not adding to your image, it is definitely detracting from your image. It's taking away. Have a look around the edges of your image before you finish post-processing. Definitely before you submit it for competition. Check for things, intrusions and things like that. Does the image talk to me? That is important. Don't be that photographer that says, hey, I saw something, but I can't remember what it was. Okay? Make sure the viewer knows what you want them to see and how you want them to see it, preferably. Identify how you feel about the subject and try to seek out camera angles, viewpoints, get down low on the ground, climb up a ladder, do whatever you have to do to get the feeling that you want. Eliminate any element, I've talked about that before, that detracts from the above. For this to excite me, what would have to be different? Ask yourself that. What would have to be different? When you're post-processing, our cameras, depending on what we have, I operate mostly on Micro Four Thirds, which is a 4:3 ratio. I can change it to 1:1 or something like that. But that's not necessarily going to fit every subject that I take. With full frame, you're looking at 3:2 ratio, length to depth. Okay? That's not going to suit everything either. Okay, so be prepared to crop your image if you feel it's going to improve it by simplifying it, or perhaps leaving something out that really isn't adding to the image. The other thing I'm going to recommend to you is that all images, including JPEGs, need post-processing. Okay? You need to look at them first for cropping, then you need to look at white balance, you need to look at your exposure, your highlights, your shadows, that sort of thing. Okay? You cannot submit images to serious competition without doing that. One other thing that I will mention, I'm the chair of the Judges Executive Committee, and a number of us are getting senior in years, and we're looking for people to step in and replace us. And essentially, it's a service to your club. The best judges that you will ever get are going to come from within your own ranks. Okay, because they understand you, they understand the club, they understand a lot of things locally, and they will also contribute to the well-being of other clubs. And it's a way of paying back what you get from club meetings. Okay, so we might move on. Having said that,